Good afternoon, everyone, and you're aboard Flight 420. This is Mondays with Wallace, and Wallace is not here today, so you have your co-host, Steve Cotton with SC Edibles, and we have a guest today, Brandon Tidwell from Sweet Daddy Edibles, and we are going to be talking about baking with cannabis today. Hey, Brandon, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? So I'm Brandon. I'm the head of Sweet Daddy Edibles, and we basically specialize in doing edible desserts that are custom desserts, but obviously they're infused. Been doing that almost about a couple of years now, so everything is progressing, and it's just a great industry to be in.
Me and Brandon got in the business around the same time. I started SC Edibles, and he went to Hampton University with me, and he started, HU, Hampton University. We both went to Hampton University together, and Brandon started Sweet Daddy Edibles. And both of us, we started baking out of our mother's house, baking all type of edibles out of our mother's house. Lucky for him, he's still out of his mother's house. I got kicked out. Moms couldn't take the edibles over there, but I love his mom. His mom allows him to get creative, and he's still over there baking up amazing stuff over there at the house.
Definitely. Yeah.
So tell us about some of your products. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and I want to know about some of your products that you guys are doing for Thanksgiving this year, man.
Where is he located, though?
Well, I'm actually located online. So the majority of things that we do are custom, and I reach out to my own customer base that I have. But to answer your question about
Thanksgiving,
we, I mean, obviously people want those custom, those traditional desserts, sweet potato pie and pound cake and peach cobblers and banana puddings. And so one thing I found out how to do is how to infuse those desserts. So it's definitely a great market to be in. It's something people definitely don't expect. But it's moving well, and it's got a great taste to it. You don't taste the cannabis, which for me is a big part of it sometimes. Obviously, there are those people who like to taste it, but having that option really helps kind of invite new clientele, people who don't necessarily always want to be exposed for their usage of cannabis.
You're right. So this time of the year is Thanksgiving, and you guys are pretty busy. I know my mom, she orders a bunch of cakes up for the holidays. So I've tried some of your desserts too. They're excellent. So what is the what are you going to be making?
All edibles?
Are they all infused, or do you guys make some that are not infused as well?
We do all infusions, basically. I have both options. We can do THC infusions, or we can do just CBD infusions. CBD obviously is a product that's not psychoactive, so it won't get you high. But has a lot of health benefits for the body. But like I said, we also offer that option for THC as well. People who need the medication, anybody from cancer patients who may be on chemo to people who just like to be discreet in their usage of cannabis. So we have a nice little mix of it to kind of reach everybody.
Gotcha. Amazing. So when you guys infuse your desserts, are you guys using a canna butter? Are you using a tincture? Or what is the normal method? Does it depend on the recipe and what you're making? Because I know you guys have lemonades. I know you have peach cobblers and cookies and things like that. Does everything use canna butter, or are you using tinctures now?
Well, it varies. There, now with the different concentrates and the different strains of cannabis, there's so many different ways to infuse products. That it really does help you be creative in the kitchen. Infusions, the typical infusions that you hear of are with butter or with oil, because the best way to extract THC is using an oil or using a alcohol, such as like a 151 brand, like a grain alcohol, or using any other alcohol that you can think of. And you can kind of get a little creative with it, especially when it comes to like the sugars that you use. There's an ethanol sugar that's actually an alcohol, and you can use that to extract THC as well. So
now, do you have to have a license?
You do have to have a license. So you do need a license. Someone has to kind of check out your facility and see what you're producing. And there are a lot of different agencies that you have to get your licensing through. Now with
we want to know the price range for that. For all of our listeners out there, we want to know, how do we get them started in an industry like that? For people that are at home and they're interested in starting a dessert business or edible company, we want to know the price range, the entry market. What does it take to get into the business?
Okay. Well, outside of your typical business costs, as far as logo, marketing, things like that, specific to this industry, you need to apply to, there are 3 different agencies that they've created. And each agency kind of manages a different part of cannabis usage. So you have one agency that deals with just growing, just cultivating. You have another agency that deals specifically with manufacturing cannabis products, which is what we're doing. And there are different licenses that you can get, anywhere from a what's called a Type 6 license all the way up to like a Type 9 license. It just varies depending on your level of manufacturing products. And what I mean by that is, if you're just making edibles in your home, then you would need the minimum licensing needed, which would be like a Type 6 license, what they call
How
it.
much is that going to cost you to get started?
It varies. Your application process, it starts off at $1,000, and that's a non-refundable fee. Past that, it really kind of depends on, it kind of just really more depends on the way that you're setting up your business.
Yeah, because I know a lot of places. I have friends that bake for those places, and they don't have no license.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot
They
of...
bake for the weed stores, the medical stores.
Oh,
There are a lot of
So
people out
I
here
used
doing
to
it
bake
underground
stuff.
too.
I don't now, but my daughter bakes for stores, and
Oh,
the shakes went so high now.
yeah.
Very expensive.
Not everyone has licenses out here in California. It's the wild, wild west with edibles and with marijuana. People are getting creative and they're just trying it. Even if they don't have a license, they may be just like Carol said, her friends, they bake for companies and they don't have licenses. People are hungry for money out here and they're willing to try. Get out there and try.
And just to follow up on that, recreational use just started at the beginning of this year. So
Legally.
So there's
Yeah, I'm
still...
glad you said legally.
It legally, officially just started and passed this year. People have been having recreational use in California for probably over the last 6 to 8 years. I remember when I was wrapping up high school, people were starting to get their medical cards.
I was doing it in 1975.
Yeah, way
so I'm
before
not too
any
drunk.
time.
Way back then, huh?
Edibles have been around
But there's a
years.
careful distinction between medicinal,
Oh, medicinal use and
recreational.
recreational use.
because I've actually seen medicinal use going back as early as I think 2006 in
You
California.
know what's frightening though? A lot of people are ending up in hospitals with these edibles they're buying.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's something they're doing wrong that people, and these are bought out of these stores.
And you know what? I'm happy you mentioned that, because that's probably the one aspect of edibles that I really want to touch on, is dosaging and really measuring out the dosage.
So you guys, what do you guys use to test and measure out your dosage to know how much is in your peach cobblers? Because I've had your peach cobblers and they're strong as heck. They're good though. But everybody in the
So
party
I
was
don't
down.
like edibles. I don't like that feeling.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's different than smoking. When you eat an edible, it gets into your bloodstream. It's actually in your bloodstream. But when you smoke something, it's more of a head high. It's more of a buzz. But when you got that edible in your bloodstream, you can't shake it like you want to. It's in
Yeah,
you.
and it stays in there too long. You might as well take some acid.
I've ate edibles before too, and they last long. You got to really know your dosage and
Well, I told you,
work
my
your way
daughter
up.
ended up in the hospital with it.
Yeah, I've heard of several hospital incidents too.
yeah. No, definitely.
So it is kind of scary. So when you have that license, do they limit what you can use and how much?
They don't limit it. You really, as a consumer, you really have to be informed about what you're using. I will say something is very interesting. They've done a statistic on it, and I want to say it's about 70% of the edibles that are out there are inaccurately tested, either too strong or not as strong as they claim to be on the labeling.
I believe it. People will write anything on these labels nowadays.
They do.
I mean,
I'll take
absolutely
a
anything.
little tiny piece just to take the edge off. But I couldn't imagine sitting up there eating a whole cookie.
Yeah,
But
for
you heard that statistic? He said 70% of the edibles out here are mislabeled, mispackaged.
They are.
That's why it's risky. When you start
Kinda
eating these
dangerous.
edibles and
Yeah, it
everything,
is.
it is dangerous. Especially when you know you have kids out here. They love that stuff. It looks good to them. It looks like candy to them.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it's real
Yeah,
dangerous.
because the guy, when I used to work in Beverly Hills, he was known all through Beverly Hills during, was it Halloween? He would make these brownies, but there were people that didn't pay attention. And I remember this girl kept eating them. She ended up in the hospital, but his brownies, all these Beverly Hills people, everybody showed up at this hair salon to get those brownies.
So how do you
That was
dose out
years
your
ago.
edibles? How do you dose it out?
So let's take a step back. the basic ways you're infusing it, we spoke about having a fat or an oil. With your fats or your oils, they hit the body differently. They metabolize differently. So those are the edibles where you eat it and maybe 45 minutes or an hour later, you start to feel the onset of the effects. And when it hits you in a way where it's very strong, which is why a lot of people were having issues like you were speaking of, ending up in the hospital. What I typically use is a more concentrated form of THC, which is an oil. And they call it distillate. Distillate just meaning that this oil has been refined or distilled a lot finer.
Do you make your own oil?
I don't. So
and you don't make your own butter?
I make my own butter. I make my own like oils as far as coconut oil, olive oil. But when it comes to the actual concentrated THC oil, I have a manufacturer for that. And they test the oil. The oil that way is easily tested through the process of distillation. So it allows me to kind of know how to dose out my edibles. So they're fairly accurate when it comes to dosage. So yeah.
Got it. So I got a question for you. I'm always talking about the cobbler, man. I loved your cobbler. How many milligrams? What does the cobbler test out at? How many milligrams are in the cobbler?
I mean, I really have the freedom of making the edibles as strong, you know, as I
depending
as I
on
need
your
to make
party
them.
or your guests.
Exactly.
So do you sell a whole cobbler?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So how big are those slices?
Slices are a nice size. I mean, we usually do an individual size. It fits into about a 8-ounce to 10-ounce cup.
So how big did you eat the whole cobbler?
Oh, we had a New Year's Eve party, and we had about 20 guests at my house. And after dinner, Brandon warmed up the cobbler. Everyone grabbed some ice cream, and it really topped off the night. It was something people never had before. Who can say they had a weed-infused peach cobbler?
Do you let them drive after, or do you take their keys? I'm
Well,
just curious.
Everyone was adult, so they can't be drinking and driving, but
Well,
marijuana is a different situation.
Because it can do a little number.
we did have a couple guests that didn't make it home after the cobbler. There were some people laid out.
Because I know this guy's brownies. When
There
he
was some
made those
people laid out.
brownies, you just took a little bite. And
You're down.
You couldn't drive.
Yeah.
You really couldn't.
I'm glad I didn't have to drive home that night. But it was New Year's Eve. Everyone had a designated driver.
But the good thing about the distillate that I use, the concentrate, is it hits you a lot quicker.
What do you charge for a cobbler?
It varies. It would vary on the strength, but anywhere from $25, $30 on the low side, upwards of $60, $70, depending on how strong they want it.
And the size of the cobbler.
Exactly. Cobblers usually come in about a 9x13 foil pan. We do like a half pans. But like I said, it's custom, so we can make it as big as you guys want, as strong as you want. It just
What
depends.
do you charge for that?
It varies. It just varies. I have to kind of give you a quote and kind of see.
Tell me
what
about
you
some of
want.
your cakes. Tell me some of your flavor cakes. I know you got some wild flavors when it comes to the cakes, man. Tell me some of the cakes.
One of my biggest sellers, it's a blueberry banana rum cake. So it's really good. It's a pound cake, and I infuse that. It has blueberries in it. It's got I use a rum and
This is infused too with rum and weed?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
So
it's not infused with rum. We just use a little bit of rum for the glaze
For
and
the
When
flavor.
you say
for taste.
infused,
Yeah.
are you using like the butter, or when you?
I
I'm a little
just refer to
confused.
infused as any type of THC infused treats, butter, oil, however you
okay.
infuse it. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So these cakes, they're going to get you high.
Yes.
They're going to get you faded.
Yes.
They're going to get you faded.
Yeah, definitely.
See, I don't
definitely.
like to be. I like to a little bite, but I don't like to be high like that.
Yeah.
Got you.
Know how much you eat.
But you know, when you used to go to Amsterdam, I don't know if you've ever been there.
No, I haven't.
For years, you could go to Amsterdam, and it's on the menu.
What's your
Hash,
favorite dish for Thanksgiving, Carol?
Dressing.
Dressing. Oh my God, that is amazing. So have you ever made an infused dressing before?
I haven't. I have not.
See?
We're just
going to give you
kinda-
some ideas today, Brandon.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to go around the room and get everybody's favorite Thanksgiving dish and see if you can infuse it for us.
I'm sure I can.
Some
Yeah,
infused dressing.
I could
Woo.
see how you could use dressing because
Fire.
you put butter in your dressing.
Yeah, for
Uh-huh.
sure.
Yeah,
you know,
doesn't
so
seem like
you
hard
could
to infuse,
definitely
huh?
make it, but
What about you, Lee? How about our producer? What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. Ooh, some weed-infused cranberry, huh?
I got to think about that one. That's a good one.
It's going to be a hard one to infuse
That's a
well,
good
up.
you
one.
can use butter in that too now. Butter and sugar.
Yeah?
Use a lot of
Maybe
sugar.
put a glaze on it.
Yeah, the glaze we can definitely
Well,
do.
I'm thinking just cranberries, not the sauce.
My favorite dish has got to be the fried turkey, man. Anybody that does a good deep fried turkey and it's not too dry, oh my
They're
gosh.
selling
Oh,
them
yeah.
at Costco.
Some deep fried turkeys?
Smoked turkeys, they're selling them.
Oh my gosh. You guys do turkeys as well, right?
Yeah, I work with my mom. She's a caterer. So around this time every holiday, we do deep fried turkeys. And I'll tell you,
Do you make monkey bread?
we don't.
Oh, I
But I'm
love
sure I
monkey
can.
I love
bread.
monkey bread, Carol.
Yeah,
I love it.
The hell's monkey bread?
Monkey
just
bread. I
good. I
couldn't
don't
tell you
even know
what
how
it
to
is,
describe
but
it.
it's like a sweet bread.
Yeah, but it's good.
It's almost like brioche a little bit. But then it's like, it's got like a whole glaze kind of that they put over, like a honeyish kind of glaze that goes over it.
Goes good with the
So
turkey,
now,
man.
so does your mother bake with you?
She does the cooking, I do the baking, and I do the infusing.
So your mom doesn't freak out about the weed smell in the house? Does it smell like straight dank in there? Because I know my house smell like straight dank, man.
Oh, no,
Just
she
straight
definitely-
Well,
she
there's
definitely
marijuana.
freaks out.
Smoke from the time you get up.
She definitely freaks out, but she's adjusting to the smell, and I think her mindset is opening a little bit more because of the way the market is opening up, and people are starting to kind of see it's something.
You hear
that's
that,
not
parents?
as
Let the
taboo.
kids try, man. Let them tap into something.
You know when it's going to be good?
Don't
though,
kick
when
your
you
kids
can
out
sell
the
them
house.
in grocery stores.
Exactly.
Whoever corners that market's going to clean up.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I mean,
got put
I
out, man.
mentioned to him,
I got put
like
out.
when you go to concerts, you can buy a drink, so why shouldn't you be able to buy infused coffee
Exactly.
or infused coffee cakes or bake? And I'm sure you could. I'm just curious about, do you need a license? Because when they sell at venues, I don't think they have license. I don't think they need that type of liquor license.
Oh yeah,
I'm just curious what they would need, because that's a moneymaker.
yeah,
Yes, it is.
definitely.
But you know, that's a great thing.
Some money-making ideas. We should make that a topic on the show. Every week, we should talk about how can we make money with cannabis.
Yeah.
Every week, we should just take 5-10 minutes out of our show and talk about money-making topics with cannabis. Yeah.
Definitely. You know, one thing I will say though is like, and I mentioned this earlier, the thing to really remember is this is the beginning. You know, this is really a blank canvas, and you know the way that they're kind of inserting these new regulations, people are kind of waiting every step. Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? So it's really not going to be for probably another year or so before you really see people just flood the market.
But the concern is, if you watch what's going on in our world, it's like Amazon's taken over everything.
Exactly.
Mom and pop stores are all closing. They're buying up here.
People going to be getting
So
edibles off Amazon real
It's
soon.
going to be tough too, unless you create.
I think they're
going to
get weed off Amazon.
like you probably have, because you know the greedy's going to jump in there.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
You
Oh, yeah,
know,
for sure.
pharmaceuticals are going to find a way to make it be FDA approved. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
Because then they can put it on the market for what it's like liquor.
Yeah.
If you study liquor back, people had stills. Remember, they would rate a still and their alcohol was probably better than what you could buy in a store. I don't drink, but just reading history, I think with marijuana, everything the way it's going, the greedy's going to jump in there.
There's no way
So
in the
you
world
better
you
get
can't
your
tell me
clientele
Amazon wouldn't want a piece of the pie. They see all these people
they're
out
gonna
here
want
making
the whole
money.
pie,
They're going to want
honey.
the whole
They ain't
thing.
gonna settle for just a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
now.
They want the whole thing.
So you just
People
don't
will be
give them
going
your
on their
secrets.
phones and Amazon to order up. So we got to start thinking ahead. We got to start
'Cause
thinking
I
of the
still
future.
like, if I'm going to go to a bakery, I don't want to buy a cake at Costco's unless I'm being cheap or Albertson. I want to go to the small bakery.
the mom and pop.
Exactly.
Like there used to be a place, I don't think she's there any longer, on Crenshaw. And she would make stuff, and her stuff was great. But
Was
I
it,
don't think she's there.
Cobbler
Was
lady?
it Cakes, Cobblers, and Creams?
Is
Yeah.
that the one?
That's
I
her.
think so.
But is she there still?
No,
Because
she
this
moved.
one's gone.
She's in Inglewood.
Oh.
Right?
No, there's one on Cakes, Cobblers, and Cream. She has a location on Manchester and
Inglewood.
I want to say
Well,
like 8th.
Yeah.
What
around
they're
there.
doing is they're putting the rents so high. Like if you look at Abbott Kinney, at one time you could eat there reasonable. You could shop for clothes, and just like if you had a medical store, which they did. I
Oh,
don't know
we've
if
got
it's
a
still
caller
there.
calling in.
remember.
Just a
Is it
moment.
still there? Or is
You know, I
they
haven't been
put
in a
the
while.
rents so high. The people have moved out, and I'm sure that medical store it went way up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you see what they're doing, these developers are buying up every property they can.
You're right. We've
just
got a caller.
so they can control it.
Give us just a moment. We got someone calling in today. Alfie, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Alfie, Thanks for calling in today on Mondays with Wallace. Wallace is gone, but you know your boy Steve with SC Edibles. How you been?
I've been day to day, hanging in.
Good, good. So what's going on with you, Alfie? How's the weather out there today?
Well, it's all right. I'm inside.
You heard about the fires that we got going on out here? It smells like smoke and there's ashes everywhere out here. We can hardly breathe.
Of course, I've heard about the fires. I would say something comical if it wasn't so pathetic.
It is. It's sad, man. It's really sad. And a lot of the rumors are going around. I'm a California kid, and people are calling to check on me and how's your family and everything. But they're saying that these fires were man-made. That that's the rumor that's going around California.
You don't think it's weird that that shooting was at that place? You don't think it was weird that Trump made this comment that if we won the House or anything, there's going to be lots of violence? Now, Trump can't stand all these movie actors or people with. He's an asshole.
So you think Trump started these fires?
I don't think he started it, but I think he's mentally. I don't think he started it. I think these mentally deranged people that think it's okay now, because I mean, there's over 200 people missing in that one up north. They're missing animals. People are just letting the animals. They tell you just let them go because. You try to round them up, they got too much. You got to let them go. They'll find their way out. But it's frightening. I mean, people in Malibu, I've seen comments where people are like, "Oh, well, they have money. Who cares?" Those people worked for those houses, and a lot of people bought those houses when that market wasn't high. Yeah, sure. It's a shame what's going on, and now
beautiful homes for all of our listeners that don't know. These homes are beautiful.
118 right now. Yeah, I've just seen it on here. I was looking. So it's scary. So pack up your edibles and make sure the fire don't get there.
let me put this to rest, so there won't be a question like that. The notion that Trump started this. No, Trump is a stochastic terrorist, and a stochastic terrorist is the public demonization and vilification of a person or a group, resulting in the incitement of violent acts, which is statistically probable, but whose specifics cannot be predicted.
That's basically what I was saying to you. People listen to what he says, and
exactly.
They don't care who they hurt. They don't care. It's like that young kid. He was on social media while he was killing those kids. He was going into social media.
But when you get people who wants to basically put this into a very comical nutshell. Trump started the fires. Hell no, Trump didn't have to.
I don't think Trump started the fire. He's
got a parade of deranged people who will do it for him. It's called stochastic terrorism. He didn't go out and shoot the people in the.
I heard that term.
These idiots do.
He didn't go out. He didn't do any of that. But he created the environment.
Well, look at your border. He's putting soldiers, but Pentagon said there's no way we will shoot these people. But look at the assholes that are lining up behind him. A bunch of these, I can't say the word militias, these white Ku Klux Klan as far as I'm concerned. Now, if that was us or any of us minorities behind, they'd be shooting us. But they're letting them line up behind these guys now. Are they going to kill them when they start shooting?
They shouldn't be down there. They should have no place there. And they should weed them. Let me put it like this. If those were Black Panthers with guns and military, give me a break. At some point, you have to call it exactly what it is. And this is what it is.
Have you ever been to Malibu, Alfie? Have you ever been out here to Malibu, California?
No. It costs too much.
We gotta get you to LA, man. I gotta get you out here to try some of this guy's edibles, man. Were you listening to our show? Have you heard about our topic? Did you hear the first half of the show?
No.
You didn't. So we have with us today our guest from Sweet Daddy Edibles. His name is Brandon Tidwell, and we were talking about what's everyone's favorite Thanksgiving dish. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Deep fried turkey.
Deep fried turkey. That's mine, too. So
you could infuse those easy.
Yeah, we definitely infuse the turkeys. There's an injection seasoning that goes in that's very easy to infuse.
Wow.
I would love to work in one of those.
We got to get you some infused turkey, Alfie.
I do my own.
Oh, you do your own deep fried turkey.
I've been deep frying turkeys for 20
But
years.
are you infusing them?
Yeah,
so
you got to put
everybody-
some cannabis in them. My man puts cannabis in his deep fried turkey, so you get a little buzz
Well,
with your turkey.
Let me put it like this. I was a very, I would say, rabid consumer of cannabis in my
Yeah,
younger days.
you just dibbled and dabbled. It wasn't your drug of choice, right?
Well, yes, it was. But today I never touch it.
Have you ever ingested marijuana? I know you say
No.
you smoked it, but have you ever ingested it?
No.
Never tried to eat it before.
Back then, that wasn't. I mean, it was heard of. It was done. But back then, it wasn't a practice.
You mean to tell me you never got pulled over by police with your friends and had to eat the weed real quick before the officer got to the door?
No, I've been pulled over by police with an ounce of weed and a gun, and he the way I purported myself.
Oh, you're
he
going
never
to jail.
searched Me, or he never searched me, nor did he search the car. This was on a dark road in a suburb of Chicago, where I had just left the weed man's house.
And they didn't search your car.
They didn't search my
Praise
car. They
God.
didn't do a thing.
Praise God, they didn't search your car, man. Well, yeah, that's the thing out here in L.A. When we get pulled over by police, we don't have to do it now because cannabis is so light. But back in the day when cannabis was really strictly enforced, we would eat our marijuana. If we got pulled over and we didn't want to go to jail, we would actually ingest the marijuana. We would eat the nuggets.
Oh, wow. I'm not in that weed.
No? You never had to do that, Brandon?
I don't know about that one.
And I've heard of that.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
definitely, man.
I
But I
remember
never had
when
to
weed
do
was
it.
so strong that it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've jumped out of cars thinking that someone was chasing me and left my car running.
Wow.
I mean, but the weed isn't. I remember once I borrowed somebody's car, and I got in a wreck, and I remember the cops lifting my head up, and people saying she's dead, and they go, no, she's high. Now in my mind, they took me to jail, but I wasn't in jail. I was tripping so high. I'm like, oh, I'm not really in jail.
You had a cool trip, huh?
Yeah, I was in jail when I finally came down. I had a big gash here. My ribs were cracked, but it was like, I didn't think I was in jail.
So,
But you can't, they don't have weed like that now.
around what was it, the 70s when you were smoking, Alfie? Was it the 70s or the 80s?
It was from 67
Oh, it was the
through,
60s.
through the 90s.
So what did they call weed back then? Because we have code names for it. We call it Bud. We call it Kush. We call it OG. What did you guys call it back in the day?
Mary Jane.
It was that Mary J.
It was Mary Jane.
Wow.
Well, that was one of the terms we called it, Mary Jane. Who was the singer? I'm Rick James.
Rick James. I had a bunch of friends. I had 2 or
I don't
3
think
friends
he
dress
just
up as
did
Rick
Mary-
James
I
this
don't
year for
think he
Halloween.
just did Mary Jane now.
You ever seen the
Well-
movie Half Baked, Alfie?
Yes.
You saw Half Baked?
Yes.
Oh, so you know Mary Jane, man. That's one of my favorite weed movies right there. For all of our listeners that haven't seen it, make sure you guys go see Dave Chappelle in Half Baked.
Yeah, classic.
So another thing we were going to talk about today was, hey, what do you guys think about Carmelo Anthony? I heard Carmelo Anthony's getting ready to be put out the league. The Rockets are getting ready to get rid of him. What do you guys think about Carmelo?
Man, not
Well, it was
surprised.
a great run.
It's
It
over
was
for
a
him,
great
huh?
run. I hope he's got some millions that he stashed away.
He got all those big contracts with the Knicks, but he still hasn't got that championship. Do you think he can still contribute to anybody? Does
don't
anybody
think-
want him? If the Rockets let him go, is anybody going to pick him up?
I don't think so. But let me put it to you like, you know who Junior Bridgman is?
No.
Junior Bridgman was a college player out of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You know who Allen Iverson is, don't you?
Absolutely. The truth.
Okay.
AI.
Now, let's juxtapose the two and put them side by side. Allen Iverson, bankrupt. He made over $400 million with his NBA salaries, and he's got no money. He's waiting on a payout after he gets to be a certain age that he has coming, and the creditors are lined up around the block.
Mm-hmm.
Junior Bridgman came out of North Carolina, became an NBA player. Junior Bridgman made about 75 to 100 million dollars. Right now, Junior Bridgman owns 2 car dealerships, 3 real estate dealerships. He owns 135 Wendy's franchises
Wow.
throughout the country.
Amazing.
He's a billionaire.
So we hope Carmelo set up his money and invested wisely, right? Because it looks like his
Exactly.
career's coming to an end.
Well, I mean, my heart bleeds for him, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over that.
Not at all, man. I don't
To
want
me-
Carmelo. The people on ESPN were talking this morning. Do we want Carmelo to come to the Lakers? And I really don't think we want him on the Lakers. I think Carmelo's done. I think we're good.
No.
We got this nice
LeBron
young
don't.
core, and we're gelling.
LeBron don't want him on the Lakers here. It's not who wants him on the Lakers. It's LeBron who don't want him on the Lakers.
Yeah.
He could help somebody with a jump shot or 2 during the season, but they're not going to pay that kind of money for a jump shooter now.
And what
And
city? What
sometimes-
city are you in, Alfie?
I'm in Chicago.
You're in Chicago. Okay. Recently, on our recent ballots, there were 3 states that passed marijuana. There was Utah, Michigan, and Missouri. So when are they going to legalize it out there where you are?
Frankly, Scarlett,
You know, they in Salt
don't-
Lake, where all the Mormons are, they made
Yeah,
it.
they don't have to
legal.
legalize it here, okay? They never have had to legalize it here. It goes on like everyday life. The
You've been out
problem
there to
is-
Chicago, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I actually was just out there last year. I came back in January.
Yeah, my man Brandon, he has family out there, and he went out there. Tell me what the industry is like in Chicago. Is it like L.A.?
No, it's not. It's a whole different story out there.
They have dispensaries, right?
They do have dispensaries. I've seen about 2 or 3 dispensaries out there. But the funny thing is, at least from my understanding, is that everybody sees them, but nobody knows the process to actually get into one. So the dispensaries exist, but the majority of people don't use it. They still respond to the black market.
Well, I'm going to congratulate your guy for escaping Chicago alive. Okay,
He didn't make it out there too long, Alfie. He didn't
Yeah,
make
here for
he didn't make it
66
out there too long.
I lived a suburban life, so I didn't have to worry about too much.
Well,
I hear
that's
it's
in
real out
jeopardy
there,
now.
man. They shooting and killing every day out there. I
Well,
thought L.A. was bad.
What do you expect? I mean, well, let me put it like this. People talk about the shootings and the killings here in Chicago, which is the environment as we see it. That is the temperature. Now ask yourself, who set the thermostat?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the bottom line. Who set the thermostat?
That's what I feel. I feel like the government, the city, they let so much go by. They know what's going on, and they let it go by. They let it go on.
Yeah.
They let some stuff go on, but then they'll crack down on another group.
Well, this goes deeper than just the city and the municipality that governs. This goes to the miseducation of the black man.
Mm.
You're familiar with books like Spook Who Sat by the Door and all of the readings that are about our history. We've been miseducated, misinformed. One of the biggest, I would say, pampers or control mechanisms is religion. We accepted the Bible of our oppressor. And as we know, that religion came from the walls of Egypt, be it Judaism, be it Islam, be it Catholicism, be it Greek, be it whatever religion, name it throughout the world, and you'll find it on the walls in the pyramids.
So it's the
and on the walls
miseducation.
in Egypt. It's a miseducation.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see where on the walls they tried to chisel the history off.
Mm.
You can see on the walls where the bottom part of the wall is brighter color than the top because that part was underwater.
Mm-hmm.
and it's eye opening. It's really eye opening for people who are listening. Some of the same hieroglyphics, the sculptures on the walls, resemble the Catholic with the big hats and the whole 9 yards. It's amazing. It's just amazing, and that tells you of our miseducation and the confusion we have as a people.
You're right, and that's why we have this show, Mondays with Wallace. We're here at Mondays with Wallace, and our job is to inform you guys on cannabis. We want to give you guys as much information as we have on cannabis and keep you guys up to date on all the evolutions that are going on with the marijuana world. So I asked you, you said you guys called Mary Jane back in your day. Back in our day, we call it the Kush or an OG, but have you guys heard of this new strain going around called the Jet Stream? You heard of the Jet Stream?
Yes, I have. There lies your problem.
So you've heard of the Jet Stream. They got some of the Jet Stream out there in Chicago?
Yeah, the horticulturists have evolved, have progressed to a point now where the percentage of THC is so great that it's become dangerous. And when they classified marijuana as a class right there with heroin and cocaine, they did it for political purposes, so that no one would grow hemp. No one would grow hemp crops. So therefore, the oil industry stayed in business, the forestry industry stayed in business, and we continue to pollute the air with fossil fuel.
I see. Well, for all of our listeners out there who don't know, Jet Stream is very strong. It's one of the highest THC content marijuanas out there. All the kids in the streets are talking about it. My friends are talking about it. It's a mix of diesel and SFVOG. And people out here are raving about this strain right now. I want to try it. I still haven't tried it yet, but it's called the Jet Stream.
Be careful.
You definitely got to be careful. But if they say it's the best, man, I want to smoke the best. I don't want to just smoke on anything. I want to smoke the best.
Weed?
Yeah, there's a strain out there of weed called Jet Stream right now. There's strawberry kush, there's purple kush, there's so many there's thousands of strains. But they say Jet Stream right now is what all the rappers and the superstars are smoking.
One time I worked on a video, and Snoop Dogg was there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't smoke, but he came in the trailer I had with his people. I don't know what the hell he was smoking, but I got so high.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't touch
She had contact just from being around Snoop.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't even smoke, and she was just around him. That's on my bucket list. I am yet to smoke a blunt with Snoop Dogg. If you out there, Snoop, and you're listening today, we got to smoke one, my man. You
I
and
didn't
SC.
smoke, though. I don't do that when I'm working.
Yeah.
But I was so high when I had to go out on the set and work.
What about you, Alfie? You ever smoked with any celebrities? You ever burned one with any celebrities?
Yeah.
Who have you smoked with? Which celebrity have you burned some kush with?
The biggest celebrity I know, myself. Let me think.
Alfie is famous in his own.
I don't think I ever have, because I have to separate my business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anybody famous.
I have given people edibles, though, clients.
Uh-huh.
No
That I've
standout.
made. And that, because they still talk about it.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Brandon? Have you ever smoked with any celebrities before?
You know what? I haven't. Definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that when you mention celebrities. I was just hearing something that Mike
Get hired
Tyson.
on a rap video, bring the desserts.
But Mike Tyson is in Las Vegas, and he has his own ranch.
I hear so much about this.
So
is it
he's
a
got
whorehouse, or is it just weed?
No, it's just weed. He has his own facility, so he makes his own edible products. He makes he grows his own strains of marijuana. It's called the Tyson Ranch Weed, and he's been out in L.A. promoting it recently. But
I hear it's like an amusement park for adults. You can go and camp, and you can hang out. You can watch the whole process of growing weed and
well,
everything.
You know why I was
Mike
curious,
Tyson is
because
educating
he was
us.
friends with the guy that had the bunny ranch.
Oh.
That guy just died.
Yes, he did.
But he won his election.
Yeah,
Now,
isn't
how
that
do you go
something?
vote for a dead man?
No
He
way.
won that
Yeah, that was very
election,
interesting.
and he's dead.
Yeah,
Right.
he was already on
Already
there.
dead, and he won that election.
What did he run for? I wouldn't vote for that guy.
He ran for something. He won.
He ran for commissioner of condoms. Okay.
Exactly.
But he won. Now,
Commissioner,
people
exactly, Alfie.
voted for him, and he was dead. He's supposed
The
to
guy
be
from the
very
Bunny
nice.
Ranch, man.
The boy was a pimp. They had a pimp. We had a Nazi here in Illinois. You have a Nazi there in California who ran as a Holocaust denier. Now, none of them won except for the pimp. So that says a lot about the Republican Party.
That's
See, I
crazy,
didn't
man.
look at him as
Everybody's
a pimp.
running for politics
I looked
today.
at him as a great businessman. I mean, everybody went to that Bunny Ranch. Didn't Khloe Kardashian's husband hang
Lamar.
out there? Didn't he almost OD out
Lamar
there?
literally went out with a bang. He literally went out
So
with
I
a bang.
mean, I had where I'm from.
If I'm gonna go out, I want to go out like Lamar
or
Odom.
just like Vegas. I mean, they have a red light, and I mean they literally have a red light, so men know it's a house. And
Wait a minute.
I think it's better that way because they make sure everybody's clean. I have more respect for those women than ones that sit in a club every week, picking up a different man
Mm-hmm.
and thinking that's okay. Well, what's the difference? The other one's smarter. She's making money.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I call the word slut. So I have to respect that man, but to vote for him, I don't get it. How do you vote for a dead man? Because he was already dead before the election.
I wonder if
How
they have
did he
cannabis
win?
at the Bunny Ranch. If they don't have cannabis at the Bunny Ranch, we need to get some cannabis in there.
They might because they do have bars.
They
in there.
gotta have it in there.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go out there and do hair with
Mm-hmm.
the women. I think it'd be some great money. 'Cause
People,
I used to
people
do
like
Madam
people
Alex
like
with client
having
women.
people like getting high and smoking marijuana when they have sex. So they gotta have it there.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Did Lamar Odom die?
No, he came back from the dead.
He was in
He's on
heaven.
the Lakers right now.
He was in heaven out there.
Tell me when you say he went out with a bang.
No, he's back. He came back from the dead like Tupac.
I worked with him too.
Yeah, we love
But
Odom
I've
here in
never
Los
seen
Angeles.
him get high because I brought kids to dance, and he was very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
He kept those kids away from everybody, and I really liked him. Very smart man.
Shout out to Lamar Odom, Laker legend, man. We love you, Lamar. We love you, man.
What did he OD on coke, didn't he? Was it
Wow.
coke?
I don't remember. It wasn't weed, though. I know weed doesn't
But
do that
see,
to
the
you.
joke is when she complained, she had issues too with drugs, but they made it look like it was just him.
Oh, no.
She might have got him started,
Mhm.
if I'm correct.
True.
I would probably
Yeah.
think she did.
Yeah. Hanging out in that circle, they're all doing those hard drugs.
So now you should give your name again so people can order. Do they have a number they can call you at?
Yeah, sure do.
Well, you should give that number out because I have friends that go in and listen after because they're all at work. And
Got you.
they all like a little weed and edibles. So I think you could do some great business.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I service the greater Los Angeles area. You can contact us. You can find us online at sweetdaddyedibles.com. If you can't find us there, you can also reach us 310-703-6444. That's 310-703-6444. And, I mean, we really get creative with it. So give us a call, and we'll see what we can put together for you.
Thank you kindly, man. How about you, Alfie? You selling deep fried turkeys this Thanksgiving? You selling turkeys?
No, I don't sell them.
So you just make a couple for yourself. You don't offer them to the neighbors.
Oh,
That'd be a great gift, though, to give some people. to
That'd be
share.
a wonderful
Yeah,
gift.
so I'd
Give
probably
somebody a
call
deep
it
fried
that.
turkey. Yeah.
Now, do you carry anything else besides just baked goods?
Baked goods, chocolates,
Because I
and we're
heard you
kind of.
say something about some of your stuff is medical, too, that it helps people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I remember
So
you
what
were
is
making
that?
the vape pens. Are you guys still making vape pens too with Sweet Daddy
I
Edibles?
love
We do it all.
vape
We do
pens.
vape.
I know
pens.
Carol loves the
I
vape,
love vape pens.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
no
I
problem.
do those.
and you're making those yourself.
Yeah, I am.
I think I have one with me. I like them because they calm you.
Yeah.
I have one for calming and relaxing, and it actually does relax me
Mm-hmm.
because it's like different types of weed you smoke. Some give you the munchies and you want to laugh for hours, and others just relax you. So I like that they've made these pins. Do you make the pins?
Yeah, for sure. I sure do. We do CBD. We do THC infused. It really depends, and there's a lot
So
of
do
different
you
flavors.
have the CBD bombs and that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we do.
And are they real expensive?
They range in price, but they're pretty affordable. They're pretty affordable. It really ranges in price from what type of things. And there's so many
See,
manufacturers
that
now.
would be great to make baskets
Oh yeah, definitely.
for holidays.
Gift baskets.
Yeah, gift
Absolutely.
baskets with the vape in it, the cookies. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
That's a booming
that's
business.
something. If you could go into eventually a grocery store, you will be able to do that.
Exactly.
I could see buying baskets for people.
Yeah, that's a
Suggestion,
great idea. We're
yeah.
talking about ways to make money with edibles and
baskets.
cannabis. Gift
I
baskets
make
is a
great
wonderful idea.
baskets.
We made them with SC edibles for several years. People
See,
order them
that's
up for the
great.
holidays.
Just like the fruit they sell, the strawberries.
Oh, what's the name of the place that does the chocolate covered fruits and the they cut up
They call
edible
them
arrangement?
edibles,
Yep.
Yes.
Edible arrangements with cannabis.
Oh,
That'll
are
be-
they doing them with cannabis?
No,
now?
we need to. That'd be
Yeah,
a great
they should.
idea.
Yeah.
Edible
I'm sure they're-
arrangements with cannabis.
But
I'm
you
sure they're
should
thinking.
for
There
the
you go.
holidays. You should make up small baskets. I'll bet
yeah,
you they would
definitely.
sell for days.
Definitely. I mean, the CBD products right now are really catching on because a lot of people are seeing the press that it's getting CNN and all over the news and how it's healing people. So that's the great thing we try to do is put CBD in the food and kind of make it fun. So it's not just about you taking your medicine, but
Well,
really
people
enjoying
always
it.
think CBD always has the tea stuff in it,
THC.
but it doesn't
no.
always have it.
No, and that's important to
CBD
know.
will not get you high. CBD is the
'Cause I
healing
use it on my
aspect
shoulder.
of marijuana. It won't get you high. There's no psychoactive effect. When you
Yeah.
smoke anything or eat anything with THC, you will get high.
And I'll just throw a little tip out there for all the viewers who are cannabis users. If you ever find yourself getting too high or you feel like there's a paranoia effect that you're getting from taking THC, you can actually take CBD as well, and it will balance that out. It will balance out that psychoactive experience.
I've heard that.
Because some people really respond to it differently, and they have really bad trips, man, where just they don't respond well. They end up in the hospital, like we mentioned earlier. And so it's something that I think will help a lot of people who are just getting into the industry and want to learn how to kind of manage their use of cannabis.
Yeah. All of our listeners out there, if you haven't, I want you guys to Google CBD. CBD. All the benefits of CBD and all the research and all the study out there. Maybe something that can help you out in your daily life. They use it for seizures. Me and Carol, we use it for pain every day, but CBD may be able to help you
the one
out.
you gave us for Josefa, she said it worked. She's shocked, so I got to find her some.
Awesome.
Because I didn't give her a birthday present. And I thought that's the perfect gift.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So maybe we can make her a little basket.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't smoke weed or nothing, but the CBD, she said,
Helped
it's
her with her
really
pain, right?
helping her.
That is excellent. I use it every day. It helps me too. It was better than the regular Icy Hot I was using. I was going to CVS and using Icy Hot on my neck and my pain. Now the CBD
And
seems
you
to
know
really
what?
treat it.
People
Get deep
don't-
down inside.
Realize when you use products like, they now have a Napacin that's in a roller form, but
Mm-hmm.
that goes through your system. It can mess you up.
Mm.
CBD isn't going to.
You're right.
So you
Some of
can-
this stuff is harmful. It has
It is
side effects.
harmful. They have a measurement on it. They gave it to me. Never used it.
What about you,
Still
Alfie?
sitting
Are
in
you
the
in
box.
pain anywhere? You got any aching knees or anything?
I'm in a wheelchair. I got aching everything. I take CBD oil.
You do take the CBD oil.
Yeah, hemp oil, CBD oil.
Excellent. Yeah, I hear more and more people are taking this.
And it used to be so expensive, but the prices have really come down.
Does it work for you, Alfie? Do you see the difference?
It's a slow process. Let me put it like this: it's got to be a stare in your face. It's got to be. I'm going to say it doesn't work like I thought it would. It's not as
Just wasn't instant for you, huh?
right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Right.
you're using the wrong one, because I have one that my daughter got me, and it's a roll-on.
And those oils, you take it as a pill? You ingest this? Or you put it on your body as a topical? We lost Alfie. I'm sorry, listeners. Well, we're wrapping up today. We have a few minutes left. We lost Alfie, but he'll call back next week.
So do you think Wallace is listening?
Oh, I'm sure Wallace is listening today. Wallace is out there. We miss you today, Wallace, and we can't wait to have you back next week.
I seen you at church. I had to make a post out of Wallace at church.
Yeah.
He looked good, actually.
He was looking good. I saw him on
I haven't
Facebook
seen
the other
him
day
look that
too.
good in a while, and I go, wow, Wallace is looking rested and good.
Carol's always talking about Wallace's hair. Carol came in talking about her hair today.
Oh, I don't know what
She
it
said
is.
someone broke in her house last night and
And
curled her hair
straightened
while
my
she was
hair.
asleep.
I have curly hair. Look, my hair's straight. I
Always
curly
have some hair incidents over here.
So I don't know. Maybe I used the wrong product or something happened.
You slap on your head.
Maybe somebody put it in my conditioner because they're mad at me. I don't know. I have straight hair all of a sudden.
So how about competition, Brandon? How is competition out here with you being a mom and pop store and all the dispensaries and bigger companies getting into the ballgame? How's your competition?
It can be tough. It can be tough. It really depends on your strategy and what you're trying to do. As a mom and pop business, we actually have more of an advantage because we're custom and we deal with our clientele one-on-one. So we get to kind of cultivate our own clientele, so to
Get
speak.
those baskets out there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's
I
an
would
awesome
put the
idea.
word out. I would get moving on it fast because,
Gift baskets for the holidays,
well,
you
I
guys.
used to be with a man, a Jewish guy that made actually just regular Easter baskets. He made millions.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And he would make obscene ones. The police would order, and he would do suckers that were in the shape of a penis and just filthy. But they sold. And then all the baskets you've seen in the stores, those were his.
Wow.
So you get on it before anybody else.
Gift baskets is a wonderful business.
Yeah.
People do it for Mother's Day, Christmas, birthdays.
Definitely.
People always need gift baskets. So if you can come up with a good idea, some edibles in there, that'll be a wonderful
Are you
way to
on
get into the
Facebook?
cannabis industry.
Yes, I am.
Give your Facebook to people. Are you on Instagram?
Yep, sure.
So
We
you
can-
need to give them that because so many people nowadays go into social media to look for stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I
definitely.
know I do. So
Definitely. You can reach me on Instagram. I'm at sweet_daddy_edibles.com. I mean, just edibles. And you can also find me on Facebook. Be careful, though. There's another Sweet Daddy out there. I'm actually Sweet Daddy Desserts. But you can find me as well on Facebook.
And I am Steve Cotton with SC Edibles. You can find us at scedibles.com. You can also find us on Weed Maps.
what is Weed Maps?
Weed Maps is an app. Weed Maps is where everyone is going, the lazy people, the people that don't want to go out and find things. You can actually get weed delivered to you now. Weed, edibles, and all those type of things. Or if you're looking for a dispensary, if you just land in Los Angeles and you're looking for a place to go buy marijuana, you download the app called Weed Maps. You put it on your iPhone or your Droid, and then it will show you all the weed stores in the area. And you take your ID to these weed stores and you no longer need a medicinal card. You can get recreational use.
Wow.
Sweet.
I even see a billboard with deliveries now. I'm telling you, those baskets you could clean up,
Yeah, definitely.
but you
Definitely.
got to get on it right away.
Great idea. So we've been talking about the fires in LA. We've been talking about Carmelo. How the Lakers doing, man?
Hey, looking pretty good to me.
They won 6
Hey.
out of the last 7 games. So
They're above 500, you know.
will they
And,
win it this year? That's all that matters.
I mean, let's be honest. Golden State is a monster right now.
They're firepower.
They
huh?
have a good system. They got a team that believes in each other. Lakers are on the way, but they got to make some moves and they got to, kind of grow together, build that chemistry. But they're looking pretty good. I mean, when you look at the movement, and they're looking pretty good. So I'm excited to see what they do this year.
I say they get it done this year, man. LeBron wins the championship first year in Los Angeles.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Take him all the way, man. He gonna start hitting his free throws real soon. You a Lakers fan, Lee?
Nope.
No? Oh man,
Can't stand them. Never have, never will.
we gotta get you out of here, man. How about you, Carol? You a Laker fan?
I don't really watch sports.
No?
I used to. I like boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but I used to watch basketball. I haven't in a long time. I
Yeah.
used to watch Michael Jordan.
Well, the countdown is on. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. You got Sweet Daddy Edibles here, SC Edibles. Gift baskets are on the way, and we're looking forward to all your business.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week, what you gonna talk
Next
We're going to
week,
bring in some baskets that are made.
yeah, next week we're going to bring in some goodies. That's what we're going to make sure we have in the studio next week. We got to make sure we have something for Lee and Carol to try.
Yeah, definitely.
Brownies.
Definitely.
Some brownies for Lee, and I know Carol likes to vape.
I like vapes.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get them high next week on the show. That's what we're going to do.
Well, somebody got my hair high. What if somebody put something in my conditioner to be mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, my hair's straight. I have curly hair. Oh, well.
Well, this is Flight 420. You are on board Flight 420. This is Mondays with Wallace. We thank all of you for listening today. My name is Steve Cotton with SC Edibles. We had Brandon Tidwell here today from Sweet Daddy Edibles.
Thank you guys for letting me be here.
And we thank you kindly. We'll see you guys next week on Mondays with Wallace.